Connect. And we are here. This is Friday Connect with Sherelle and Dawn. Dawn is in the studio. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Sherelle. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Come
Yes, absolutely. So, thank you guys for joining. When you do see this live popped up on your screen, make sure you go ahead and come into the room, bring your notebook with you, and also bring your questions with you. Today, we're talking about budgeting, right? And how to make it simple, how to actually create a budget that you will stick with for the long term, right? And Dawn is going to be actually sharing some information with us later on regarding, a step-by-step process and how you can actually do this. Very simple, right? No degrees needed, no technical skills needed. Very, very simple. And we're gonna get right into it. So welcome. We're just gonna give you about a few seconds or so to come on in the room. Let me get my mic right. All right, everybody. Yes, if you're seeing us, we are live on Friday Connect. Thank you for joining us. And if you do um, see the live, as I mentioned, go ahead and make sure that you share it with friends and family members so that we can all learn and grow together. We definitely value your participation. Remember that it works for you as well with your content, right? When the algorithm sees that you are engaging in other people content, it actually will reciprocate. So we thank you for your support. We thank you for joining us. It's going to be fun, and I'm just giving Dawn some moments here to go
on.
ahead
Yes.
and
And
send out
share.
and
I did. I
share the
did. I
live.
did.
I am
I
doing it
wasn't
as
sure
well.
where we were going live. Is it Sherelle Mohammed and Soulful Serenity or just Sherelle?
It was actually just Sherelle today, and
All
then we'll
right.
share it later just to
Perfect.
not have people on both platforms and just to kind of like have the crowd in one spot, so to
I
speak.
like that. I like that because it's easier to manage. Because when I'm on here, I can see what's going on
Yeah.
Facebook. So I like that. So yeah. So guys, if you're hearing us and you know somebody that may be able to learn from this information, definitely share it. And for me, I'm talking about this not because I'm a pro. This is not my expertise. I don't work in finance. I work in mental health. But here's the deal, guys. Why I am talking about this is because the number one stressor for people worldwide is money. And I've had my own situations that I had to deal with during COVID, having to close down my business, trying to recover, still recovering. And I know that there's so many other persons that are having the same experience. And so a lot of times, Sherelle, people will ask, how do you pull yourself up? I'm not even making enough. How do I pay on the bills when I'm not even making enough? And so what I'm going to share this evening is just the things that worked for me. I know I didn't have money to go hire an accountant to do my accounting. So I started looking for ways and means that I can keep a better track of of my expense and my income. And so we're going to share that with you this evening, step by step. And I just want to say thank you. I think my husband might be on here watching. I don't know if he has logged on yet, but definitely want to say a big shout out. He just had a birthday on Wednesday. So happy
When
birthday.
was his birthday? You should have told me so I have some confetti and some
I
stuff
know
going here.
we're having
Well,
a party tonight, right?
happy birthday, Colin.
Yes,
We
yes.
appreciate you,
So
and that's great. That's great.
yes, yes. And he's always telling me, show the people step by step, Don, show them the things you show me. So we're going to be doing some of that tonight. I just want to say kudos and thanks, for that input also. So yeah, let's go, Sherelle. Let's go.
Yeah, awesome. So we're gonna do that later
Right.
in the live, but for now, Dawn, you know, when people hear about budgeting, or for me, I know that this is the number one statement that you hear all the time. It makes me feel so restrictive. It feels like I'm in a prison. But I believe, and I'm sure that you will agree, that budgeting is the whole idea, and the discipline behind it is being able to dictate where your money goes, as opposed to wondering where it went, right? We know we've been there ourselves, and we know many people that at the end of the month, right? You did get paid, right? You did go to work.
Yes,
You
yes, you
did go
showed
to
up.
work.
You
You
showed
showed
up.
up for work. They paid
Yes,
you.
yes,
You actually did check your account, Dawn, and the money was in your account.
yes.
But then 3 days,
Disappear.
3 days after that, the money is gone, right?
It
And that
disappeared.
is happening to all of us across the nation, worldwide, really.
Oh yes, oh yes.
And we understand that cost of living is different, but we also know that a big part of this really have to do with our money mindset, and also the disciplines that we have when it comes to money, how we see money, right? The relationship that we have with money. And so talk to us, Dawn, from the psychologist perspective. Why does budgeting feel stressful, and how can we change it? Why does it feel stressful, and why do we not do it even though we still end up without the money, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. Budgeting
nothing
is only
fixed.
stressful for people who don't have money. Because let me tell you something, a millionaire knows where his money is. He knows where his money is. He knows where his money is going. That's for sure. Okay.
Right.
So wealthy people view money differently from people who don't have it. So the fact of the matter is, when you don't have to worry about the fact that the money you got paid and the money you're gonna want to budget. You understand? So I think most of the time the people who are worried about budgeting and don't budget are the persons who are not the people who really need to be doing it. If you think about it, all right. So and another thing, it shows you who you are. And a lot of times we don't want to see ourselves. You remember last week, you shared how sometimes people will get the bills, the credit card bills, and they don't open it because they don't want to see the balance. Why? Because it's going to make you feel bad. It's going to make you feel frustrated. And so people don't do budgeting for those very reasons. I remember somebody saying to me, I already barely make enough. What am I going to put on paper? Or you have persons saying, but I already know what needs to be paid. Why do I need to put it on a paper?
Right.
The mindset I want us to get is to become excited about saving more of your check, keeping more of your money. Become excited about that. That's something I had to teach myself. Become more excited about keeping the money, because everybody has the ability to make money. We all do. Trust me, we all do. Keeping the money is the problem, especially for us. Keeping the money. We want this, we want that, we buy this, we buy that. But what about keeping the money? So I'm hoping that we will shift our mindset so that when the end of the month come and that paycheck hit and the bills that are automated comes out, we don't have to be worried if there's going to be anything bouncing. We want to get to that place where we're not sitting down waiting around for the next paycheck two weeks into the month, right? And this is why I encourage persons to budget. Your budget is a roadmap. All it is doing is helping you become better. And if you're not good steward with the little, it's going to be very hard for you to be a good steward of plenty. So the discipline, you mentioned discipline, Sherelle, that's what budget does for us. It helps us to be disciplined with our money.
Yeah, yeah, so true. So, guys, again, if you're just joining us, this is Friday Connect. This is Dawn Smith and Sherelle Mohammed, and we're um, just sharing with you, just tips and strategies, but also our personal stories. and setbacks, and also what has worked for us when it comes to budgeting. So be sure to join us. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and include them in the comment section here, and also go ahead and share the live, right, so that we can talk about it. So one of the things that I want to talk about here, Dawn, to make this really personal and to make it also, very simple, I want to encourage all of us, right? There was a time when me, myself, was not doing the budget. And the main reason, and I believe this is the reason for a lot of people, is they, right off the bat, they already know that they're actually spending more than they're making. And so they're like, why bother, as you mentioned in the beginning, to even write it down? Because I clearly know that I am spending more than I am making, right? You find yourself always trying to catch up, right? Calling the creditor to extend a particular bill, right? Or just finding yourself worrying, even though we're doing the same thing, right? We do the same thing. We know it's going to repeat itself again the next month. But where I want to go with this, and stay with me here, guys, is I believe the shift came from me when I would still decide to write it down, because it's okay to be in the negative, right? You already know it in your head. So let's get it on paper. Let's, let's face the elephant in the room, so to speak. So become comfortable with seeing the numbers. You should know, just like that, what my monthly budget is, like what's my expense, right? Give and take. You should know that it takes about $3,500 per month to run my household, right? Then you should also know that I am making 3,000, right? We already mentioned that we know that there's going to be a deficit. But when you start to write it down, guys, you can see the income, and then you start looking at the expenses. And Don is going to go into more detailed and actually show it to you. But when you begin to see the expenses, that's when you also start questioning yourself, right? Do I really need this? Right? And we're going to talk about how to actually set the budget using the 50-30-20 rule. I've talked about it before, but we're going to go over it just a little bit more. But going back to the expenses, we already know the income, right? So no need to stay over there too long. No need to spend too much time over there. The killer is the expenses. When you start writing it down, and I would suggest when Dawn is done later today, and you guys are home and you're writing your budget, don't just write what you're thinking, but make sure you print out a bank statement, right? Or at least go online and look at that statement, because what's in your head of what your expenses are, I guarantee you that it's different from what's actually coming out of your checkbook each month, right? From your checking account, with that debit card especially, right? And that will also give you a comparison. So you're going to have the expenses that you think should be, right? And then you're going to look at your statement to compare and see where else the money is leaking. Because as we mentioned before, most often it's not that we don't make the money, but it really is how we're spending the money. Right? So I just want to segment right here, Dawn, before I turn it over to you, that this is a part where I think I want to talk a little bit about the 50-30-20 rule. Let's go right into it, guys. So when you're setting your budget, there's 5 simple steps to setting the budget. Just 5 simple steps, right? The very first step is to write down your income, all your sources of income. So it's your job, if you're doing side gigs, if you have, any type of alimony or any sources of income coming in, you write that down. That's step number 1. And it's good to know it, guys, because you need to see the numbers. You need to start having a relationship with these numbers. Then step two, we're going to go over to the expenses side. And that's where we're going to spend some time. Step one is going to be your needs. And needs are your survival resources, right? So that's your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, transportation, food should go here, even though I know, and Dawn, I know you're going to talk about this later, but food can be a little walk, because we do have the grocery food, and then we'll have
Eating
things
out.
that we just stop
Yeah.
and get, right?
Yes.
So those are predominantly your needs. People might have a few more, but generally those are your needs, right? So that's step number two, write down your needs. Step number three, write down your wants. This is the fun stuff because, yes, guys, even though we're talking about the budget, we know that we still have to live. So occasionally we're going to eat out. We're going to take a vacation with the family. We may hang out with the girls. We may even scheduling our self-care. For the girls, it may be the gym. It may be yoga. It may be a retreat. For the men, it might be, golfing. I know my hubby loves to golf. It may be a hobby like car racing or just hanging with the boys, being a part of a club, right? That's the fun part. And those are just wants. Because what this really is in this section, it means that when times get lean, and sometimes they do, you should be able to do without this, right?
Right.
You can put these on pause for a while. So that's step number three. List your wants. Step number four is your savings, right? You need to be paying yourself at least 10% from your income. So when you go back to your income and you see how much you were bringing in, right? You want to times 10%. And that's where you want to put, and you want to call this savings. In further episodes, further lives, we'll talk about how you can actually not just save, right? We know that saving doesn't bring
Yeah.
wealth, but it's the starting point. How do you start creating an emergency fund? How do you start saving so to now you can start opening up money market account and eventually investment accounts, right? So you need to start somewhere, and 10% belong to you. And then step number five is your debt. And this is also 10%. So again, you want to go back to the income section and you want to, well, you already know what it is. Whatever the savings amount is, it's the same amount for debt, right? And you want to put this towards your debts, right? And again, in further lives, we're going to talk about how to start paying down debts, how to understand good debt from bad debt. But for now, we just want you to write it down. So later on, as Dawn dive into the
spreadsheet.
diagram of it, the
Yes,
spreadsheet,
yes.
these are the things you need to keep in mind, right? Your income and then your expenses, and you break down the expenses. And what you'll do, guys, and I'm just going to say this and then I move on. What you'll do with this is you want to really write down the numbers. Like I said, even if you're off base, right? You're like, Sherelle, when I pay the needs part that you talk about, girl, there's nothing for no savings, right? You still want to write it down because this is the projection. This is what it really should be like. Now you have a goal, right? Let's just say it's $3,500 everything total and you're only making $3,000. Now you need to become creative and you're going to say to yourself, well, then how can I start making an additional $500 to
That's
get
right.
over? And
That's
this
right.
is where that discipline comes in. And I'm telling you this, guys, I'm a testimony of this. You're going to feel so empowered. You're going to feel so much more confident. You're going to feel so much more like a boss when you really know where your money is going and you know the numbers and you face those numbers. Are you going to meet the budget every month? No, right? Life will come at us, but it's a guide. It is a gauge. So that's what I want you to keep in mind. I'm going to turn it over to Dawn, who is going to start sharing her screen. Well, I'm just going to give it to you, Dawn, if you want to talk about any more psychological section of it, or if you want to just go into the practical. The floor is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, that's great information, Cheryl. And I really do hope that persons who come across this live will pause, write down, take note, because this is great information and it's very practical. So I'm gonna go into the how to do, all right? Because I know that's where a lot of people stop. They don't know where to get started. All right.
Right.
So guys, if you have a Gmail account, if you have a Gmail account, there are certain forms and documents that automatically come with a Gmail account. All right. So I am going to present for you, and Shara, you could tell me if you're seeing my screen.
Yes, I'm going to add it to our. Are you ready to dive in? Are you ready to
Um,
share?
I want to go back from the beginning. So hang on, let me stop sharing.
Okay.
I want to show them how to find
Yes,
it.
how to get to
Right.
Gmail. And I want to let you know, guys. I know Don said if you have a Gmail account. Well, listen, the account is free. So if you don't have a Gmail account,
Get a
get a
Gmail
Gmail
account.
account, right? That it's
Absolutely.
free, just like Yahoo. It's okay to have your other account. You could actually name this account Money Mindset account, whatever you want to call it, right? But
That's
get a
right.
Gmail, get a free Gmail account.
Right. All right. So let me start from my email to show you how to get to the um
Sheets, spreadsheet.
to the sheets. Okay.
Thank you
So
guys for joining us. In the meantime, if you're seeing this live, don't forget to go ahead and just come on in the room, show us some love, leave us a comment just to say hi. Let us know where you're chiming in from. Let us know where you're seeing this live from. Let us also know, leave us an emoji. Have you ever tried budget and quit within like a month? Let us know. I know I have many times. I'm on track now. That's why I can talk about it, Dawn and I. But have you ever tried that thing? Let us know, right? Join the conversation, guys. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Dawn.
all right. So you could add this to the screen now.
Yes, let me go
All
ahead and
right.
add.
To the screen. All right. So I am in my Gmail account. Okay.
Right.
Are you seeing that? Because when I'm
Yes,
on
I
the screen, I
can.
can see you. All right.
Yes,
Perfect.
I'll walk you through it. I can see it.
All right. Perfect. So you see where it says Google Apps. Are you seeing my?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Top
okay.
right of the account, guys. Google
Right. So
Apps.
good. So top right. And we're going to, first of all, guys, all of these are free. Go in and just play around. So what we're looking for, Google Sheets, right? So we're looking for
Yes, right there.
Google.
I can see it. Thank you.
We're
Click on it.
looking for, all right. Has the screen changed for you?
Not yet. It's
No.
still showing.
All right. So let me stop sharing and start sharing
Right.
again. Okay.
Okay.
So
Right.
so we
But
but now we know how to find the sheet.
correct.
Oh, all right. So we know how to find the sheet. All right. Perfect. Let me come back here, and now I'm going to show the sheet itself. All right. So are you now seeing I'm in Google Sheets? Tell me if
Yes,
you're
let me add
okay.
it
Add
first.
that. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Perfect. So now, do you see this one that says monthly budget? Are you seeing this?
Yes, the very first tab,
Second,
guys, template. Oh, it's the
second.
second one.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, because
It's a
the first one is
template.
a right. The first one is blank. The second one is
Okay.
is
Right.
a
So
monthly budget.
yes, I
Okay.
can see that monthly budget template. These are called templates, guys. And see, this is so cool. Google already made this very easy for you. You don't even have
Very
to wonder
easy.
what to call it. And Dawn, later on, we're also going to be not maybe not on this live, but future lives, we're going to talk about the business side of it, the entrepreneur side of it, because I
Absolutely.
use
Because
this as well to create my operating expenses, and
absolutely.
it's perfect. So, but go ahead, my love.
Yes. So now I'm clicking on the template that says monthly budget. Okay.
Yes,
And you can name it. So tell me if your screen changed. I don't know why it's not.
yes, it did change
It's
for
changed.
me.
Okay, perfect. So where it says at the top left, where it says
Yes,
monthly budget, you can
right.
name it. we're in September.
So
So
do you
we can
recommend
name
to
it.
just name it each month, or do you just name it Sherelle's budget
No,
September to
right.
you do
I
it
have
month
one
the
for
date?
every month. Right. I do monthly because if for whatever reason I
It
need
keeps you
to,
on track.
right. Plus remember, I'm doing this as self-employed. So
Right. Right.
again, I use it for my taxes. Right.
Yes.
So I label it. So where I have September, and you could go on and play around, change whatever you want to change. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
now for the meat of the matter, it gives you a starting balance. Guys, let's be honest with ourselves. If you start in September with zero in your account, it's okay. Put zero. But we don't want to pull that on you. We're going to say that you're starting with $500. Okay. So you have $500 that you're starting September with. That's in your account. Did you guys see that change? You see that $500?
Yes, we can see it. So again, guys, just to recap right here, she had went to the very top, and you can, because you're now getting into the habits of creating your budget, you can do it monthly. So you could name it, you could rename it September. You're in the month of September, and
Right.
right in the middle, it walks you through it. There's a step by step fill in the blank. So it's asking you, how
Right.
much did you start with this month? And we're playing with this. So we're saying we're starting with $500 this month. And yes, Don, we can see
All
that you
right.
made that change.
All right. Perfect. So now at the bottom of your screen, you will see that you have summary and you will see that you have transaction. So you have
Mhm.
two tabs at the bottom of the screen. Okay. So right now we are on the summary page. This is a page that you can edit. So I'm scrolling down. Now, these are the expenses. You remember earlier, Cheryl, you spoke about expenses. You spoke about the needs, you spoke about the wants, okay?
Mhm.
So the first thing you want to put on there are your needs. So we'll leave some of these up here, okay? Food, probably take out gifts and put mortgage.
Right.
I'm claiming that we're all homeowners. Um,
Yes.
you probably want to leave health and medical. Um, but pretty much you can change these, okay? You can put you
Transportation or utilities. I
right.
like to start mine with my needs. So I,
Okay.
just to
All
keep it
right.
going, I put the biggest bills.
So okay, so me also. So first thing on mine is mortgage.
Mhm.
Okay. Second thing on mine, utilities. Okay. Um, third thing on mine is transportation. So see guys, so it allows you to change the thing. So we leave the rest of the tabs, right?
Right. Right.
But here it is asking you to plan. So mortgage, let's say your mortgage is 1850 US, okay? Let's say your utilities is 200. I'm just throwing numbers out.
Right. Right.
You probably spend $200 for gas for the month,
Mhm.
right? So
Well,
let's
in
say
my
that
transportation, I put everything. I also put if there's a loan, put the loan of the car, and I also put the insurance in the car.
insurance, right?
So I
Okay,
put up, but again, everyone can do it differently, guys. But this is why I mentioned that it's good to have your statement with you, because
right,
those sometimes you forget the things, like you're like, oh shoot, I forget to put my car insurance on there. That's important.
right.
That's a need, because you if you don't pay that car insurance, you know what happened.
Yeah.
Unless you create a different section for it. In transportation, my transportation is pretty huge because I do auto loan,
Okay.
um,
So, and guess what? That
and the
that makes
individual,
sense
that's on the individual, right? But
because
also,
not
yeah,
if a person buys doesn't have car payments, it
correct,
and also if the person pays for their insurance for the year, then it's not on a monthly budget.
correct. So
So
it's
this is why
difference.
I do my monthly. I name my month because like September, September, my car registration needs renewing and my insurance
Right.
need renewing. So my September transportation is going to be way bigger than August and the prior months. Okay. But you know what? I do my budgets ahead of time. So it reminds me that hey, it's September, car insurance is due and your motor vehicle registration is due. All right. So let's say I don't know. Just keep those things there. All right. Now, let's come over to income. So you can decide. Let's say we put paycheck first. So paycheck is first. Okay. Let's say for the month you make $4,500. All right. Um, but what if you have a side hustle? Um, you can put what the side hustle is, or you can put other. So for me, there's a couple of things. I have farm products, depending on the season, which is another reason why I do mine monthly because I sell the products on my farm, but they're seasonal. So so for September, I might have farm products, but October, I'm definitely not having farm products because I don't have anything that's in season for October. All right. Let's say you have a rental property and that's an income. Okay. You can put rental property. Okay. And then whatever else you want to put
You
there.
could also put right there, as you mentioned, those are great, but also sometimes people don't put their child support money on there, but child support would actually go here. If you know that you have many years to go, or even if you have 6 months or longer to go, it's considered an income. And also, some people, maybe someone is older on here and is already getting Social Security, or
There we
if there's
go.
like a disability and you're getting, a young person can get Social Security. So those are all considered income, guys.
Right. Right.
Social Security, income, disability income, as Dawn mentioned, child support,
Yeah.
alimony, and
If you do Uber on the
so
weekends,
those are,
you
yeah, gigs,
right. Right.
gigs, and you can put that, as you mentioned, Uber, Uber Eats. If you sell stuff, if you're a consultant,
Right.
you all income goes right here.
Right here. And the farm, you can put more lines if you need more lines. It
Right.
allows
And
you.
I want to also say right here, Dawn, it's when I start doing my budgeting like this that I actually realize how rich I am. And this is why I want to encourage individuals to really start facing these numbers, right? Yes, you will see your expenses, but sometimes you forget the monies that are coming in. As you mentioned, like the real estate, right? Maybe someone have, dividends that you're getting from a particular stock,
Talk,
you know,
right.
maybe you are adamant about doing overtime. Now, we're not saying, we know that probably is not, that's why Dawn does it like a month by month, right? That's not an
Right,
ongoing
right,
income, but for that particular month you would put it on here. When you put everything down, you'll see, you'll be empowered because you're like, wow, I'm actually making the money, right?
right,
And so
right.
then when we go further, which Dawn will go into the wants, you will be able to say to yourself, for real, where is this money then? Because clearly it's on
We're
paper. I
making
can
it.
see that I'm making it. So you want to
Right,
put all income on
right,
here.
right. Thank you for that. All income. And guys, look, if you are watching this and you're thinking, well, I don't have that many income stream, I think this will kind of force you to start thinking outside of the box per se. All right. So on this side, you're putting all your expenses, and the only line that you are writing in on this line is your planned. What is it that you planned for this month? Okay. So if you follow me, we go to the bottom and we scroll over and we click on transactions. Okay.
Got it.
So,
Got it. Mhm.
all right. And it's change on the screen.
Yes.
Perfect. So today is um,
The 5th.
September 5, okay?
Mhm.
Let's say today I paid 1850 and that was my mortgage. Let's say the
Mhm.
bank is DMBS, okay?
Mhm.
So under here, see the category? I
Mhm.
go and I put mortgage, okay? So under transactions, you are only putting the things that are happening, the everyday things that are happening.
Right.
Yesterday, you might have gone to the grocery store. So let's say you spend $200 at Whole Food, okay?
Mhm.
You put Whole Food. I love to put in the description because if for whatever reason you need to go back for something, you could always go in there and you know and look. All right, so we didn't put food. So let me come back. Let me go back to summary and just add food. So I'll just put right here, and then let's say it's 500 for the month. Okay. All right. So now I spent $200 at Whole Foods. That
Mhm.
goes under the category food. See that? All right.
Mhm.
So it's Saturday night. Okay. Hubby and I are going out for drinks and we may spend $80. We get a bottle of wine. Oops. Sorry, guys. All right. So we spent $80. We went out. So I'm going to put um Hard
Fun.
Rock Cafe. No, I want to put where I went. Okay. Because you could
Mhm.
always come back. And under here, I'm still gonna put this for food for now because I didn't create a category for um leisure. But
Right.
on my budget, I do have a thing for leisure. So let's say
Right.
we put that for food. Okay. Now, before we go any further, guys, I want to show you something. Well, wait, we haven't gotten paid yet.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna take this out. So this was just okay. So we haven't gotten paid yet. So guys, we don't have any money coming in yet, but we have already spent. Go back to your summary.
Mhm.
Are you back at summary?
Yes, we're back at summary. Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay. Under actual, what do you see happening?
It's the same, right?
It shows you that you paid your mortgage
Mortgage.
and
Right.
you have zero balance left for the month
Right. To pay more for mortgage.
for mortgage. Good.
Right.
So scroll down now, look at food. You budget for the month $500. Today
Mhm.
is the 5th of the month. You already spent
200.
$280.
Right.
Girl, how much do you have left to spend for the month?
120.
220.
220. I can see it.
Guys, you don't need to do this. Google does this for you.
Yeah.
You understand? It does the calculations for you. Okay. So, all you have to do is to be brutally honest with yourself. Write down the expenses. If there is a church that you pay tithe and offering, put that there. If there is a family member that you send $100 this month, put that here. It is a part of your expense. And what this does, it helps you really, really to navigate a little bit more. So, for example, let's go back to transactions. Okay. Let's say this month, unfortunately, your car died on the highway. You had to pay a tow truck $90. Then you have to buy a new battery, $100. Okay. So I'm going to put $190 right here, and I'm going to put car, our tow truck, our car tow,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Uh,
Maintenance. Yeah.
So I'm going to put that under transportation. Now I'm going back to summer because I want you to see what is happening. Now for the month, you budget $200, which should have been for gas for the month and whatever else. Look at this. You had an emergency, guys. Now you just spent $190. Today's the 5th of the month. You still have the rest of the month to go to have gas. So this is definitely going to help you because right now you're saying, oh shoot, I've exhausted the amount I put for transportation. What can I do over here to now bring in a little bit more money? Or at least that's how my brain thinks these days, right?
Exactly. That's how I look at it as well. And or to say, what is it that I can not do under my expenses this month? So you did mention like the eating out.
Right,
Maybe we had
right.
planned to go to the movies in 2 weeks. I would be like, okay, we're going to put a rain check on that because we have an emergency. But we're going to talk about this further down, like I said, in other lives, because this emergency, this is where when you had that savings going on a regular, right, you had created an emergency fund. This is where that
Right,
$190 would have actually come from. You could put it on here, but then you'd go into your savings, you would take out that $190
right.
and you would pay this bill, and then when you make your money from your income, you would
You put it
replenish
back.
that. Correct.
Right,
Correct.
right, right.
But the cool thing about this, and I love this, and I'm gonna let you go on. What I love about it, guys, is that you're really having a relationship with your money.
Yes,
Like now
yes.
you are really the boss, and your money is working for you, right? And Donnie's gonna talk about it, but let's just say, like we said, right? It may end up being in the negative. That's okay. It's okay to at least see it, to because as Don just mentioned, you will then become creative and you'll be like, okay, what can I change around? What do I need to do then to start getting this in back into the black? Right, guys? So continue, Don.
Yeah. All right, no problem. But that's good. That's good. So we talked about additional streams of income. So, all right, let's say we're at the 25th of the month. In Jamaica, people get paid the 25th of the month. So I'm just going to put that it's the, 25th
Right.
September. And the amount we got after taxes was,
We're
uh,
just putting a number. Just put a number. Two
yeah,
thousand, 5,000. It doesn't, just put a number.
we're gonna say 4,000, okay? And this is salary. That's salary, and then you can choose the category paycheck, okay?
Hmm.
Um, let's say you had a birthday and somebody might have sent you $500. I don't know, $500, okay? You could put birthday gift. Um, category, it could go under other. Let's say you have a small child and you got $700 in child support, right? So now your income is there. But let's say, um, again, we paid the light bill. How much is light roughly in America?
150.
Okay, so 150, and I'm gonna put electricity, electricity. So I'm gonna put electricity, and then we'll put that under utilities. Okay. What are the other utilities? Cable and
Right.
internet. Give me a number.
$50.
Okay, $50, and
Don, I
I'm
want
gonna
to point something out though. Going back to income,
yeah,
I wouldn't put the gift under
the
income.
birthday gift. Yeah, because then it's gonna be taxed, right?
No, not only that, that's just extra for you. That's your play money, your fun money. Now, if you, this is what I do when I get, if it's not a regular, then it's not an income. It's money, money can come in, but I'm talking about my income is what goes on my budget. So for me, I would do the alimony because that's a regular. I would do the
Okay, child
salary,
support. Okay,
right? I will do gigs because the gigs, even though it may not be a regular, like this is what you make every single month, but you're consistently doing that gig. And we'll talk about this later, but under the gift would be now you just decided this is extra. You can either use it to pay a bill, which it's okay, but oftentimes this is where I would buy stocks. Like I would just say, you know what? This is my money. I'm either going to spend it on myself
mm-hmm.
or, I can treat myself to fun. Like I could do that yoga or, something like that. Or this is where I could actually buy a share of Amazon stocks or something like that. This is a one-time thing. This is not an ongoing portion of your budget.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember,
Mm-hmm.
this is a budget, and when we do the budget, we want to stay familiar. We want everything to be very close. It may just be off a few dollars each
Mm-hmm.
month, but it should stay very close because, like I said, sometimes things will go lean. You own a business. We had COVID a few years ago. Sometimes a
Yep.
big dip can come into your income and that will throw it off. But for the most part, it should be very close to what you're making every month and what you're spending every month. That will give you the gauge to let you know if you're really building wealth, right? If you still just stay at the same, and I know I'm going a little bit here, so I'm just going to pull back, but I would just take off the gift.
Okay. So did
I
you
don't
see?
put those on my budget. Did you take it off? I couldn't say I was talking.
Oh, it's okay.
Or
I
you
put
change
make
it.
right. I changed it to makeup gig. But
Correct. There you go. Like
so
different gigs like that.
and I'm glad that we're having this conversation because for me, yes, it's my budget, but I also if I get so if I had left the gift there
Mm-hmm.
under my expenses, I would show that I bought some shares with it, or I would show that that went to savings or something like that. But I do get what you're saying because it's not an ongoing, then it doesn't necessarily need to be there. So great. So, guys, you see why we're having this conversation. Again, let me just throw the disclaimer, I'm not a financial expert, I
Me
don't
either.
study finance. I I am just sharing because so many persons have asked, and as a therapist, I recognize that the number one reason for anxiety and depression is money, our money problems, our money related problems. And so we're sharing simple information for the person that just wants to get started. You have
Right.
no form
Very
of
simple.
budgeting. That's all
Yes.
we're doing. We're using Google Sheet. If you're just
Yes.
joining, you can go back to where we started sharing the screen with Google Sheets. It's a Google Sheet template. It is free. So if you do not have a Gmail account, just open a Gmail account because that's free also. All right. So going back, we have electricity, we have cable. You pay heat, and tell me something else.
Not it's tied up. It's all tied up in electricity.
Okay.
Um,
Any
but
other
other people will
utilities?
differ.
Okay.
Um,
What about telephone,
that's it.
cell
So
phone?
cell phone, yeah.
How much? How
Um,
much?
120.
Okay,
And
120.
remember, we don't have to write out the old budget. They know the budget, right?
Right, right. So
So this
I
is a
just
good
wanted to
guide. Yeah, this is good enough. What about, let's include everything. So you did the needs, and did you put the wants on there? We did, right? Fun. You went to lunch with
right.
hubby. Okay.
So so
And what
let's
about your savings?
so let's come back to the summary page.
Okay.
So I wanted to do the transaction so you'll see how Google
How
does
to
this
include those. Yes. Very good.
and
Very, very
and
detailed.
and how Google does the calculations for you. So you don't have to do anything again. All you have to do is put it. So let's go back to utilities. So on here, we had budget $200, but
Right.
we end up spending $320 for the month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where did you go wrong? Um, can you cut back on light? Can you know what did you do? Did you not put the numbers? So this is what it
Right.
does. It does the calculation for you. Food, we had budgeted 500 for the month and we spend $280. So this is showing that, oh, you still have 220 that was already budgeted that's not used up yet. So anything in the red is showing you a negative,
Right.
right?
Right.
Um, so when we started putting in our expenses, we start off with our needs, okay? So we can put our wants, we can put leisure, we could put leisure here and change, well, personal could be your personal stuff. I don't know, hair, nails. I label everything because you know. So you could put, this is where if you do your nails and your hair and your massage or different stuff for different folks, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
have pets, then you have to buy pet food or
Yeah, grooming.
grooming.
Yeah, pet care.
Um, right. Um, Gym, the gym fee. Um, you could put gym there. If you're traveling this month, if you see it has debt. Um, so for me, I don't put debt. I would put, if I have a loan, I would put loan, and I would put credit card differently. So let's say loan and let's say credit card. Again, however it works for you, everybody brain works differently,
Right.
right? So so put in the things that you pay on a monthly basis. Maybe some persons don't have a loan, so this category is not necessary for them.
Correct. It's
So
just it's different for each
right,
person,
right, and
but
it gives
definitely
you
a good guide.
definitely, definitely a great guide. So look at over the income now. Look at over here. So we had budgeted that we're going to get 4 5 for income, but we actually only got $4,000, and we oh minus 500. What's happening with this farm product? Okay, so we didn't get any other money right here. Child support. Well, we didn't put it. We didn't budget it. So let's put in child support. Other is gigs, so you can, whatever that was. So
Mm-hmm.
what this does now, it shows you, oh, let's say rental property. Let's go back. You have a studio apartment that you rent out for $1,200, and you could put rent up there. That could come under rental property, right? So
Mm-hmm.
once you put in the transactions, Google calculates. You see all of this?
Yeah.
It calculates your income. It
So
shows
tell us
you
where you're toggling, Dawn. So you go over to transaction, then you come back to summary, right? Is that
right,
where you're
right.
coming
So
back? Transaction summary, transaction summary. So
right.
if
So
if your
summary,
summary looks off, guys, if you're like, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I miss? You go back to transactions and you take a look.
right.
And it could also
Go
be
back.
right. As in
See?
it could still be negative, but
Right,
at least you know
right.
you did everything correct.
There we go. There we go. So, guys, let me tell you, this is one of the easiest tools to use. Excuse me. Um, Again, it's free. It's a free template. And let me show you this. So, I come back to summary. Now, remember, I said I do mine monthly because it just makes my life easier.
Right.
Let's say, let's say,
Okay, before you change that, Dawn, let's work on this budget still. So go up to the top. Remember, we had started with $500 in our account,
yes.
right? So where are we now? Let's see how it changes.
All right. So we started with $500 and then we
Mhm.
budgeted that we were going to make $6,200. That's what we
Right,
budgeted.
right.
Okay.
Hmm.
So we actually made 6,400.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's good, right?
And that's good. So look, so your starting balance over here,
Hmm.
$500, but your ending balance is 4,260. Because what
Right,
that would do, it shows you here your expenses. You
right.
planned $2,750 in expenses, but your
Hmm.
actual expense was $2,600.
Right,
So what is happening now is your actual income, 6,400 minus your actual expense, $2,640 plus the $500 that you would have started with. So
right.
right now you realize that your ending balance is $4,260. This is also a good guide because it gives you an idea of what's happening in your account.
Yes. And
So,
and this is something to play with, guys. um I love it, and thank you so much for sharing it with us, Don. Like I said, I use this both for my personal and for my business. They also have the profit and loss sheet, guys, that we'll talk about another time. But what I like about this, like I said, is that you're facing the numbers, right? We know that we didn't complete the full budgeting, we had just stopped, but your budget could have actually go higher, which I know is what a lot of people are going through right now, right? Where the expenses are actually more than the income. So there will be times like right now, based on these numbers, this looks really good and you're in the black,
mhm.
and that's a good thing. There are times, however, when we remember what, when we put down what it is that we make our income, and we put down what it is that we spend for the month, we could be in the red. And like I said, guys, that's okay. That doesn't mean to give up, throw in the towel, say you'll never do budgeting again, say your life is over, you'll always be broke, you'll never have enough money. It's none of that mindset, right? It's for you to look at this budget, as Dawn mentioned, as she was going through it, to say, wow, let's take a look and see where in my budget I can cut back, right? Where in my expenses, and I know I'm mixing up those two words. The whole thing is a budget. Where in my expenses, for example, she talked about the light bill, right? The utilities, right? Maybe there's one month that you expected it to be $150 and it turned out to be $250, right? You still have to pay it, right? They said you owe it, and that's something you can work on the back end. If you feel you didn't owe it, then you'll call. But let's just say, for whatever reason, let's just say you had visitors that month, you had young
Or
kids
it's
in the
summer,
house,
Sherelle,
or
and
it's
the
just summer and
AC,
super hot.
right? Air conditioner,
Right. So now you know you need to start budgeting for a higher light bill, right? And
right?
then again, this is where, so what I do, not to be a miser, but I would start looking before I start thinking about increasing my income. And my hubby always gets me on this, because he's like, "Oh, you just need to make more money, not necessarily change your lifestyle." You know what I mean? But you also still want to make sure, you want to go through that statement. I'm like, let me see what I missed. Do I really need Netflix, right? Do I really need Hulu? Do I really need these movie channels, right? Um, is there a month that I can actually maybe, skip back on the gym and go to well, I know if you're doing a gym, it's a regular, it's an ongoing charge, but whatever it is that you can cut back on your budget, on your expenses, right? Especially the eating out, I think, is one of the biggest things. Eating out for guys, like we talked about it last week, is the partying, is the going out every weekend. Did you really plan to spend $180 this weekend? You did not, right? But if you had had a budget, you would have known that that's not on my budget, right? So therefore, I am spending way more than I'm actually making, even though I do make the money. And it's when you have a budget like this in place, guys, something like this to guide you, then you can see the money. Because what Donnie's going to talk about further, and what I love about this, is that now you're always, your goal is always going to be to keep your account in the black, right? We
Yeah,
always say
yeah.
up and to the right. So you may be going through a few months where it's still red. Oh my God, it's still red again. Oh my God, it's still red. This is where you're going to start tapping into additional sources of income. Maybe you can do overtime on your job. Maybe you can start, buying low, selling high. Maybe you can look for, side gigs or other lucrative income. And if you're looking for that, that's what my hubby and I do. So make sure you DM us. Let me just put it out there. If you're looking for additional streams of income, we can certainly help you with that. But that's what you're going to be doing over on the income side, right? Are you a consultant? As Dawn mentioned, she is a farmer now as well. She wears many hats. Can we sell more produce this month, right? Can we maybe bring down our marketing cost and bring up our sales cost? So you'll start becoming more creative and finding ways to actually increase your income while you're controlling expenses. And for me, that's what a budget does.
All right.
Okay, Dawn, continue.
All right. So guys, you might be thinking, all right, so next month is October. You don't have
Mhm.
to do this all over again. So you come to file. Are you seeing
Yes, we go to
file?
file top left. Mhm.
Okay. Then you go to make a copy.
Mhm.
Okay. So once you go to make a copy, it asks you how you want to save it. So you just go in, change September to October, October.
Mhm.
You come to the bottom right
Mhm.
and you click make a copy. Now, I don't know if it will, my screen is changing because it's taking me to another template.
Okay,
So
so you have
let's
to
see if it,
stop and go back, or
well, I just want, wait a minute, it's still buffering. So do you guys
okay.
see that I have
It's
October at the
still
top? Are you
no, no. Ours is still showing September.
all right? Did you see me save it?
I
Did you
did.
see
So just to
where?
recap, yes, just to recap, guys, to continue every month and not having to fill in all the information over again, you would actually save and make a copy. So you would go to the top left under file, you'll click on file, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll go down to where it says make a copy, and
Mm-hmm.
you will make a copy and you can name the copy, and down below that you will see where it says save the copy, and you save the copy,
Right.
and this ensure that September is filed away, and then now you're on to the next month.
Right.
It
You have a clean slate to start. And
Yeah, it didn't change for us though, Dawn, but
oh, it
nevertheless, did you
doesn't?
want it to
Okay.
show it, or did you just want to talk about it?
Um, well, they could go to like let's because your expenses, your transactions may be different in
Hmm.
October.
Right.
So all you would need to do is wait, let me just stop share and start sharing
Okay.
again.
All right. Hi,
Right.
Dawn. And Shireen
So
is talking in the chat. Shireen is saying, not the gym. Yes, Shireen,
not
maybe
the
not the
gym, not
gym,
the gym, not the gym.
not the gym for real, because we know that that covers many things. And like I said, that the gym is not, like a one-time thing that you go and do. It's a recurring. So that's actually a part of your wants. That should have already be budgeted in your budget, right? But it would be some other stuff, like we actually mentioned, cutting back on like the light, maybe start looking to turn off the lights when you're not in that particular room, right? um Unplug things, believe it or not. Unplug the things that you're not using, the electronics that you're not using, and wash less, and so on and so forth. But that's what you would do, Shireen. So we'll keep the gym for now. We'll keep the gym membership.
Okay.
Sorry, Don. Ready to share?
All
Okay,
right.
let
Yes.
this chat.
Just, yeah. Can you add that to the?
Yeah.
I'm
So there we
sure.
go.
Yeah.
Now we're in October. New budget,
Okay.
new month, new budget.
New
So how
month.
much are we
Okay.
starting with this month?
So your starting balance in October should be your ending balance in September.
Right. Now,
Okay.
based on what we did, it was like, I believe, 12. I forgot how much it was, but here's the thing, guys.
Yeah.
This, in your real world, this
Right. You
might
put
differ because we did not include every single thing under the
the expense.
transactions.
Right.
Correct. We did
Right.
not include all the expenses. So make sure you do your expenses. And a good way to make sure that you're not missing anything is to print out your statements, or just look at your statements and see what's coming out, all the withdrawals, what are you paying for, and that will give you an idea of what category to put those things in. Also, that will give you a clear cut on what to eliminate and what to continue. Ask yourself, do I really need this? And continue. But anyway, so we're starting, let's just say we're
Uh,
starting with, how much was it? I don't know,
All
12.50. I
right.
forgot.
But wait. I mean, they're doing the same thing that they did. What I really want to show them for October is you're gonna go to your transactions and you're just
Mm-hmm.
going to highlight and delete all of this because um, your transactions are going to be different,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you just want to go in to transaction and delete these things, okay? So if you go back to your summary, if anything over here needs adjusting. So you see your
Mm-hmm.
summary is clean now. You see how clean
Right.
it is,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go down now. And if it is that in the month of October, you have a wedding that you're doing
Mm-hmm.
and you're expecting to make $1,200 from that wedding,
Mm-hmm.
then you might want to add that to your income, right? So this
Yes.
is where you could change that. So let's put $1,200 here. And then let's say the fact that you're going to do the wedding, you're going to have to buy supplies. You want to put that on your expense.
Right.
So you're going to put makeup supplies. All right. So that's the only thing I want to show them for, how to
October going
write it.
forward.
Right. Copy, just copy, save a copy, rename it, and you will have a separate budget for that month. So just in case you're wondering, like perfect example, I had paid some property tax and I needed to find the receipt, but I just couldn't remember what month. So I was able to go back to my monthly budget,
Mm-hmm.
saw the date, and that helped me to locate the receipt on the computer. So
Awesome. Awesome.
the budget is not just to show you the numbers, but it's also to help you navigate, and it's also to help you organize your life and be in charge of your money. So um pretty much that's the information I wanted to share, just to show people how easy it is to use the Google template, the monthly budget template. And there are several other templates. There's a yearly one, there's so many other templates on there. This particular live this evening is really, really geared toward that person who is just starting out with budgeting. All right, I'm challenging myself. I'm going to start with a budget. That's a great way to start. The template is already automated for you. All you have to do is plug in the numbers. So that's
Yes.
it. Over to you, Cheryl.
Wow, I love it, Dawn. That is powerful, and I really hope that individuals will, even just to practice, right? Just to practice on it, and remember that it's safe, right? It's your account, so your account is safe online,
Mhm.
right? And also, you can save more than one sheet. So let's just say you don't like how September is going. You could even plan how you would like it to be, right? You could create a September 2, just to run with the numbers, like Don said. The whole idea that we're trying to get you guys is to get comfortable in starting this good habit, starting the habit. This is a
Yes.
habit in taking the time right now, because you're new and you're just learning. It may take you some time, maybe an hour, right? But as you do it more and more, 15, 20 minutes, and you're done with your budget. You could either do it first thing in the morning, each month, right? Or you could do it an evening, set a date with yourself, and you get into the numbers and you get your budget going. That way you know what you're working with. I like to start mine in the beginning of the month, Dawn, and do my projection. And then as the money comes in, or the money goes out, I go and edit it, sometimes daily, like every day something happened, I date, because like you said, we're self-employed, so money comes in daily, money goes out daily.
Daily. Right.
There
Right.
are people that get salary and it's just a one time, check at the end of the month, especially if it's just one salary. That's a little bit easier, right? You know what's coming in, so you know what you start your month with, or what you end the month with, right?
Mhm.
What's coming, what you're moving forward with now, that you can be, that you're working with. And so you just keep adding your expenses as you're paying them, right? As the light bill comes in, if you don't have it on auto pay. I know we're going to talk more about this, guys. It's super excited, because now in the future, as we do more lives, you're going to learn how to even automate these things, right? So that,
Yes. Yes.
because
Yes.
you're now in control of the budget, and you have Work it and work it and work it and prepare yourself to where you're always in the deficit, in the positive, right? Not deficit, positive. More money is coming in than money is going out. That's when you have the power, guys, to set up automation, right? Light bill is on auto pay. All these bills are auto, insurance, everything is on auto pay. And all you got to do is just look at your statements, make sure that everything is still good, and then you just put it on your transaction sheet. So thank you so much for sharing that, Dawn.
Yes,
We just
yes,
want to
yes.
remind them that, the budgeting to me is freedom. It's freedom because it, again, like I said, allows you to dictate where your money goes, as opposed to at the end of the month, still looking, still wondering. And most importantly, it allows you to get out of that hopelessness, that rat race, so to speak, right, where you're constantly working but you're not seeing the fruit of your labor.
Mhm,
Because as I
mhm.
mentioned, in future episodes we're going to be talking about, future series, we're going to talk about, savings, right, for the emergency fund. How to start planning to repay those debt so that the debt is going down. How to also not go back into debt, right? We don't want to be paying debt right here, but still running the credit cards, still using the credit cards. And when you have your multiple streams of income, or at least you're making enough money that covers your expenses, that's when you can also live, right? You have those wants. You can go to the movies without putting it on a credit card. You can go shopping without putting it on a credit card.
Mhm,
You can take
mhm.
that trip without putting it on a credit card. You can go out for dinner with the girls without putting it on a credit card. You just get home the next morning, you put it in your budget, right? It's under your wants, and you feel so empowered that your money is actually working for you. I've been saying it lately. I don't work for money. Money works for me. I used to work for money. I used to work for it a lot. I used to work tirelessly. Now money works for me. And I'm
Mm.
like, where else can I get it from? I want more so I can let them be little kids out there just working for me. What are your thoughts, Don? Is that your peeny weely, uh, peeny weeny joining
Teeny
the
Wally.
conversation there? Peeny Wally joining
It's
the
crickets.
conversation.
It's
Cricket.
crickets. I live in the
It sounds
country.
lovely. I can hear it. So, guys, do you have any questions for us? Let me see what's going on in the chat because I'm not able to see it on screen. Can you see the chat as well, Dawn? Do you have your phone up?
Yes, so Shireen says when you get it on auto pay, you don't worry about late fees, which is another
Very,
plus.
very good point, Shireen. Those
Yeah, yeah,
unnecessary charges that are coming out of your account because you're like, oops, we
yeah,
really want to avoid those oops, right? And so you're very right. It's good to have it in your budget, right? Because the whole
yeah.
thing eventually is that you should have enough in your account to cushion, charges coming out. But we understand
Yes.
when you're just starting out, things can be tight. And so you're absolutely right. When you put it on auto pay, you don't have to worry about the late fee. And also, if maybe your bank rejected, that's even worse. So now not only do you have a late fee, but now you have a return fee.
Fee,
And
yeah.
the banks make money, guys, not by the loans, not by your transaction, but the fees that they charge you. Do you ever
That
notice who
that's
have the
another
most?
life.
Correct. But do you ever notice who have the most high-rise buildings downtown? Any
The ba-
downtown you go to, it's the
it's the
banks. They're
banks.
making
Yes.
money off these fees. So you're absolutely right. Any other questions before we go? Guys, I was wondering if it was me. Oh, Shireen. The crickets you talking about.
Mm.
All right, guys. Well, that's the information that I wanted to share today. We are always so grateful, so blessed to have Dawn with us because, like I said, not only is she a psychologist, as you know, right? She's on Facebook here. And if you haven't yet, guys, make sure you go follow Dawn's page. She's got two pages. She's got her personal page, Dawn Marie
Smith.
Smith.
Yes.
Dawn Marie Smith is her page. I'll put it in the chat. And then also her business page, Soulful Serenity JA. So
JA.
make sure you follow Dawn because she's got a world of knowledge, and just amazing. Make sure also that you are following my personal channel here, Sherelle Muhammad, which is where the live is coming on, because we continue to drop nuggets like this all the time. I always have
Yes,
amazing
yes,
people on here. I'm
yes.
always sharing tips and strategies and just, real life stories on how we can actually grow and become better together, right? It's a community. And also, if you feel the need, whenever you go to my page, my profile, you might see the link that says subscribe. Subscribe. Guys, it's only 99 cents. It's only 99 cents a month to subscribe. And I actually create additional content that is just for my subscribers. So you won't be disappointed. It will be 99 cents well spent. Also, don't forget to follow Project Purpose Podcast. That is our podcast that we share information on this topics like these as well: clarity, confidence, money, and mindset. So follow it on any of your channels that you follow podcast. It's called, as you can see on the screen, Project Purpose Podcast. We appreciate your support. And Dawn, I know you have a retreat coming up this
Yes,
month, the end of this month. Talk to us about that.
yes, yes. So it's September 27th. It's the last Saturday of the month. And the link is everywhere. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on Twitter. The link is there to register. And right now, on Facebook, there's a 10% coupon. So guys, you want to book your spot, all right? We're encouraging persons to register online. I have persons calling, I'm coming out, pay on the day, but guys, guess what happened? That does not give me a proper count. And I'm sure you would not want to come and there's not enough food. So please register and book your spot so that we can have a good count. The system is automated. So once we hit that number, it will automatically say sold out, just so that we're not overbooking. So if you know somebody that really, really needs to just get away from the hustle and the bustle of work and of the city and just need a time to reset, eat some good food, play some games, work out, wellness session, this is an opportunity for them. So, you have a girlfriend, register together. You have a spouse, register together. Um, you can make it a father daughter, father son, a mother daughter, you name it. But it's going to be an amazing event, and I'm looking forward to having you guys. But most importantly, guys, please just go on and register. Okay,
Yes, and I include
so
the
that's it.
link um, in the comments here. So it's
Thank you.
soulfulserenityja.com to
Right.
get registered, or like I said, you can follow her page on Facebook or Instagram, and you'll
Yeah.
find the link there as well to get registered. And if there's anyone that is listening and you're not able to make this event, and if you're thinking of giving and a part of your charity and things like that, I also want to encourage you to give. I know that that's something that I personally is doing into Dawn's
Right.
business.
Right.
So if you are not able to make it, right, which we understand, it's nothing like showing up, you could also gift someone that
Yes.
day of retreat, and did you wanted to share the cost, Dawn, or
Yes, actually, and I'm glad you brought that up because there's two persons that well, my friends are private, but I want to say that there are two persons who already gifted. One person gifted 50% off of four persons, and one person's gifted two persons 100%. So if you are overseas and you have somebody in Jamaica that you would want to gift, you could just send me an inbox message and I'll, guide you how to do that. Or you could just go on and register the person, register the person. But yes, thank you for mentioning that because it's a community. And, you know, a lot of time we give people things and we ignore the mental wellness. So, do you know somebody, a mother with young children, who could just use a break? Somebody keep the kids and gift her the day. It's $50. It's 50 US, that's all. It's 50 US and it covers all the activities for the day, including refreshments and lunch.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So it's going to be great, guys. The last
Oh
one
yeah.
was spectacular. Great food, because
Yes.
Dawn is a great cook. Among all the
Yes.
other hats that she wears, she's a great cook. She will have other experts there,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
fitness and, mental stuff. You'll get to
The
meet
mental
other
wellness.
people.
Yeah.
You'll get to collaborate with other like-minded individuals. And it's just a day of self-care for yourself,
Yes. Yes.
So go back and look into that wants category and put that in there
Push that
and
up.
treat yourself and put that in there. But yeah, it's gonna be great. I sure wish that I could be there, Dawn, but I know we'll see the videos and stuff like that, and it's great. So
Yeah.
of course we'll be talking about it on next Friday.
Yes.
And
Same
I
time.
also want to invite you guys to join us again next Friday, because next Friday we'll be talking about good debt versus bad debt and how to actually create a debt payoff strategy. Right now that we have the budget in place, right, we know that there's always that big wolf coming at our money, right? And it's called
Yeah.
debt. So we're going to also face that one. We're going to face the debt. We're going to categorize them, and we're going to think about how we can start paying them down without you losing your sanity.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to say before we go down? That's it. Thank our viewers for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, just thank everyone. This is great information. I mean, I'm learning as I go along.
Yes.
And I am en route to where I want to be, which is debt free.
Yes.
So
Yes.
guys, don't think that, oh, they have it all together, and
Mm-mm. We're
we
learning
are
as we're
we're
teaching.
learning. We're
And as we
learning,
learn, yeah.
we teach. As we learn, we teach. And that's the one thing for me. If you have the information, share it, even if you haven't gotten it all right together. So we'll see you next week, same time. All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Bye for now. Thank you for your time, Dawn. Bye, guys. Thank you so
Bye.
much.